It's funny, I was talking to a good friend of mine who runs the New Mexico Bowl, and he has ties with Utah, and he was talking about that. And from what he understands, and he does believe that it's Winningham's last game, he believes that they're going to get a good crowd out there. Like, they're going to send 10, 15,000 to the game on top of what Nebraska sent.
So the record for all Vegas Bowls ever is like 44,000?
Barely 44.
And I do think that this could have a chance. I mean, last year's game, I believe, only drew 26.
Yeah.
So it hasn't drawn well, and they've only played a couple of times in Allegiant Stadium, but you got to think every time Nebraska's played West, they've always drawn 20,000 fans.
Yeah.
So you would like to think between the Huskers in Vegas, Phoenix, and the California area, you're going to get 15,000 that come that way.
You had a great comp, right? He said it's the National Guard for Nebraska fans. When they need them, they just call them up, and they show up someplace and they go to games.
I would be there. So
right.
I'll do my part.
National Guard member too.
Yeah. The Lincoln deployment.
Yes,
Lincoln deployment,
yes. So
exactly.
I just learned of that this weekend. So I'm looking forward to it, to be stepping into Allegiant Stadium and support Nebraska. But yeah, I think it's, again, Nebraska fans have been starved for these bowl games for so long.
Sure.
I mean, this was a holiday tradition. I mean, families said they would save up their money and go to the bowl game, no matter where it was, every single year. I mean, they didn't have it for 7, 8 years now. So, and then obviously last year with the Pinstripe Bowl was the first one. People want to go and still support, even though product it's been better, hasn't been where it needs to be, but they'll still go and support. Doesn't matter. When we've seen it, whatever sport Nebraska's playing in, and we saw just in the Crown deal with the basketball.
Yes,
I mean, guys,
exactly.
people traveled to Vegas last year for that as well. So there'll be plenty of Nebraska fans there.
And Nebraska did get a pretty good bump on this because of just who they are. I mean, because Illinois lost to Minnesota.
Yep.
If Illinois was 9-3, Nebraska would not be in Vegas right now. Illinois would have been the team that would have gone to Tampa, and Iowa would have gone to Vegas, and we'd be probably in Nashville. But because Illinois lost that game, it allowed Nebraska to be selected over the Illini, over Minnesota, and a lot of that has to do with Husker fans. And the data is there. Anytime Nebraska plays West, they draw. They even drew up Fresno. I mean, there were more Nebraska fans at Fresno State than there were Fresno State fans.
It's Nebraska's #1 commodity. It's their fan base, and they're going to go and they're going to supply. Let's talk about Utah, because we know that Dampier, as a quarterback, can run. He throws the ball. They have a good set of running backs, but they're really building that offensive line.
Yeah, you look at the tackle play, Michael. They've got a couple of high round. I mean, how many first rounders on that O-line?
They could have two. They could literally have two.
So just in terms of that, you talk about what the Big 12 is. Utah's probably as closely built to a Big 10 team as there is in the Big 12. And that's Kyle Whittingham. He's carried that style since he's taken over for the Utes. And a lot of people don't realize this. He was the successor to Urban Meyer, and he's been there that long. I mean, Urban Meyer handed him that program, and he's kept it. And we know in today's age of college football, to have that kind of continuity, there's only a couple places, and they're Nebraska's last two opponents, Iowa and Utah.
Yeah, they were tough. So you had Rocky Long, and you had Kyle Whittingham, and you had the defensive coordinator. Those three guys together at New Mexico were all coaching at one time, and it just Bronco Mendenhall. That's the other guy I was thinking about, and that was just the toughest teams, and they all went to their own teams and took that toughness with them.
Yeah, no, whether it's Utah or BYU, they have a history of just playing good, sound, physical football. Some of it's been rather unique from a styles standpoint. You've seen BYU implement a 3-3-5. The BYU teams in the back, they airmail it. But what Urban Meyer brought to Utah with Alex Smith, that's where you kind of first saw the RPO offense get implemented in there. And Utah's run the heck out of the football since they've been since Urban's left there. And it's with the quarterback and with the running back as well. So they are a very sound, physical football team. And they play special teams really, really well. Nebraska's going to get tested on all three phases in this game. But most importantly, they better bring their hard hats, because Utah can play and get downhill and play really physical football.
As a defensive lineman, nightmares when you see a guy like Dampier out there?
Yes, because it slows you down.
Yep.
You have to be careful. And usually your defensive coordinator, D-line coaches, when you play mobile quarterbacks, you have to play very, very sound. You have to
stay in your gap.
You got to stay in your gap. You have to be very careful on how you rush. You really can't go underneath, because you can't allow him to escape the pocket. If you do, you got to kind of tell a linebacker or your defensive tackle next to you, hey, I'm going to take a chance. You better cover me up to take care of that outside rush lane. But again, your shoulders got to stay parallel to the line of scrimmage. You can't get turned, because you get the inside zone reads. Boom, you get your shoulders turned a little bit. He's gone. So you have to be that more disciplined when you play mobile quarterback.
Yeah, one quick question before we move on to the Big Ten. When you look at opt-outs for Nebraska, because we talked a little bit about Utah for a second. Are you hearing any more than we already know?
I mean, you got to take Matt Rule for his word on that. Even Dasan McCullough, it was a little misleading when he tweeted kind of it was like his goodbye, but you know, a couple of us had to put out like, hey, he is still playing in the bowl game though, because he needs the bowl game. So I do think for a lot of Husker players, especially the two deep guys, they need this game. You know, I do think a lot of these guys, you know, they're not high enough profile where they can just say, I'm going to have a great portal market. I mean, a good bowl game, if they are looking to go in the portal, might even help their stock more.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Let's take a look at the Big Ten teams in the college ball rankings. Buckeyes, and of course, Hoosiers just flip one spot, which may not be a great thing for Ohio State because the 3 spot probably be a better one in terms of what you got coming up, including Ole Miss without their coaching staff, Oregon at 5, USC at 16, just outside of Michigan at 18, and Iowa at 23. And here's your bracket. Overall, the way it looks, Indiana 1, Ohio State, and Georgia at 3, which allows them, again, to get the Ole Miss team without their coaching staff, where Ohio State obviously may get a tougher opponent, but you look at the bracket overall there. Let's get to our viewer survey questions that we had. Let's see what you thought about the matchup. What do you think is going to happen against the 15th ranked Utah Utes? 52% of the people say Utah close win, 26% into the ranked opponent losing streak, and 22% say Utah blowout. Your feel for the matchup?
Yeah, initially on paper, I don't like it just because of Utah's ability to run the football. But I think in these bowl games, again, it's more of what kind of Sean already alluded to earlier is what's the care level, the give a damn level of these teams, the opt-outs. We could see what Utah has in the next coming weeks. And really, what Nebraska's done defensively is going to be interesting with Phil Snow. Can he make these tweaks can they be more heavy-handed against the run game? But initially, I think it's going to be high scoring, but I think Utah is still going to be too much for Nebraska in a couple weeks.
Well, obviously, when you go out and you get a coordinator, an offensive line coach from other teams, are you hearing anything about any of those guys from the other team, Georgia Tech or San Diego State, maybe following them?
I think San Diego State's the one to watch. When you bring Group of 5, you know immediately no one's making any money.
Right.
And so at that point, if San Diego
Although
State...
they do have, that's a school that has money.
But not Big Ten money.
Yeah, but not Big Ten money at all.
And so if there's a guy or two, that guy A is going to know what they're making.
Yeah.
So you can come at them and say, hey, you know, if you want to kind of run it back with me, we can do this for you. And, and that's what's happening. And I think Matt Rule, when he made this move, was like, hey, if I bring a guy, can I hire someone that can bring people with me? And, you know, like Jim Leonard would have been a great coordinator, but he can't bring Bronco players to Lincoln. And I think that's been some of the mistake of some of the previous hires. They haven't been able to bring players with them. This might be one that can bring a couple.
Do you think Dylan Raiola will be? Greg asked the question on Facebook. Do you think Raiola will transfer?
Again, that three-phrase answer, I don't know.
Give us some percentages. What do you think?
I think he's here, and I think it's 70-30 that he's here. 70% the chance that he's here.
You got $3.5 million is his reported wage.
Right.
So, number one, is there a team out there that would even come close to that? Probably not.
Matching it, right.
The money game has changed with rev share. So in America, do you take less money? In any situation, not very often.
Yeah.
So what is the market for him? Is his phone ringing? He's hurt too. People forget that. Like, he's coming off injury, so it's not like he can come in and work out right away for a new program. But I do think the Latif performance in this bowl game is another chapter to this saga, how this will all play out.
It's only a broken bone, so obviously, you know, that heals. It's not a ligament damage or anything like that. But when you look at the amount of money you can allocate for 2 quarterbacks, what do you think that number could possibly be?
Well, right now you're in 3.5 plus whatever you can do for Latif. And if he's not your starter, like, how high can you go on a non-starter? I use the analogy on our show, you can't have 2 speedboats in the garage. I mean, it's just hard to, doesn't make sense. You know, you only have one. And so what do you do? I don't see a world where you could pay them both like 7 figures, especially if one is not playing. And then you have Trey Taylor, who's coming in the next year, who is higher ranked than Dylan Raiola was coming out of high school.
Yeah. In terms of guys you'd like to see stay from Nebraska, not eat the portal, are there a couple of guys you can think of that you'd like to say, don't go to the portal?
Yeah, I mean, Noweri, Keona Davis.
Ja'Cory Barney?
Ja'Cory Barney would be one, yes.
Isaiah Hunter?
Yes, you just keep bringing him up.
What about Shavers in a new scheme?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, allow him to be fast, right?
Yes.
Please allow him to be fast.
Get downhill, right? Yeah. Let him go shoot his gun. But yeah, I think you look your D lineman, right, and then you look O lineman. I think those are your most important pieces. Your Pritchett, those type of guys, and I know they've transferred already, but you got to keep those guys at the most important positions, O line, D line, happy and keep them here.
Got Pritchett, and then you have your center. And then you're replacing everything else for the most part.
Gatula's back.
And Gatula, well, we got to see where he ends up. You think him at guard or at tackle? Because we saw him struggle a little bit at right tackle, obviously.
I think he makes more sense as a guard.
Yeah.
But does that mean they have to go back out and get a portal tackle? Probably. And then Pritchett be one tackle, and you'd have another portal guy with Justin Evans and Gatula. And then is it Machacek, Sledge, Peters, or a portal guy? And or a transfer. Yeah, Jeep Wade could bring somebody here. We just don't really know.
That's a possibility, yeah.
Like what direction that could go. But I think it's safe to say there'll probably be at least 2 portal O linemen added to this team.
Yeah, and I mean, you've seen so many schools, even Alabama goes out and adds offensive linemen in the portal. You know, even Notre Dame goes, well, except for Clemson, not doing much of it, but everybody else does. So not surprised if Nebraska does it. What do you got for your burning question?
My burning question is, can Nebraska get up for this game? I mean, this could be arguably their most challenging game of the season. And they're going to be undermanned without their best players. This is as big of a challenge as Nebraska's going to face all year.
I don't have a burning question. I just want to wish my son Maverick a happy birthday. Yay. It's his 9th birthday, his golden birthday December 9th. So I'll get home here soon, buddy, and have some cake with you. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Maverick as well. My burning question is simple. Can Nebraska control the running game for Utah? Can Phil Snow figure out something to control Dampier and those running backs as well? That's going to be the big part in that game.